Hello, everybody. It's another chat time, and we've got Jasmina here, an astrologer on the channel. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome, Jasmina.
Hi, Claire. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me and making this space beautiful for me to come. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And we've been talking about the type of things we can talk about, and you've had a fantastic idea. And we'll let you take the floor now.
Okay, so for everybody who's listening, this is this yes, recording this of January 2025, if you're listening later. And years 2025 and 2026 are very excited. It's like a shift, like a new world is literally is being born. And so that's I want to talk about this. How can we as a collective, as individuals, can contribute to actually have a better world, right? So why is this happening? Why is this so special? So, I don't know how much of you guys know astrology, but I'm gonna try to explain it in a simple words.
Yay.
Yeah. So the ancient astrology, they knew about planets up to Saturn. Okay, so up to Saturn, and then in the discoveries later in the 18th, 19th century, 20th, we discovered Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and then we call them the outer planets. So when those planets have major impact on the world and the collective, okay, they're not so personal as other planets. And because they move so slowly around the sun, we can feel the shift for a longer period.
Mm.
And, and it doesn't happen very often in the history of humankind that we had all these outer planets changing signs in such a short period. Actually, everybody's changing signs. So that really is so, so rare. So that means that we as a collective have an opportunity to change. And as we all know, before we build something new, sometimes we need to destroy something old.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works, right? So we have to also be aware that we need to let go of old beliefs, old comfort zones. The way we do things. Is this really the best way we can manage the world, manage ourselves, manage our relationships? How we do we really need to work for money? Like there's a lot of
Mm.
philosophical things to think about with this change. Quickly, Pluto is now officially in Aquarius for next 20 years. And Aquarian energy is about innovation, future. It's about community, environment, um, just in general. I don't want to go too much. And then Pluto is about transforming it. It's rebuilding new. It can be, we need to go through sometimes through some kind of crisis and trauma with Pluto. But then we kind of rise as phoenix from the ashes. So that's kind of the energy here. Or we are shading the skin like snake, which is very interesting because we have a new Chinese year, a lunar year coming tomorrow, actually, and it's a snake year. So
Yay.
lots of different approaches come to the same conclusion. So that's an invitation to transform and innovate a new society,
Mm.
new humans, new humanity, not new humans. Also, it's about technology. So we are one way or another going to have to find a way to coexist with machines, robots, humanoid robots. It is here already,
Mm.
artificial intelligence. So we need to just find a way not to lose ourselves and find a way to coexist. I mean, if you look at history, people always kind of scared of the unknown. I remember my grandmother, my father's grandmother, when the radio was invented, she was so scared, like, oh my
Mm.
God, who is talking? Who is behind the box? It's a devil's work. Like she was literally scared, like a talking box. So every new technology brings some kind of resistance, fear. It's an unknown. Um, but think about if we feed the universe and the energies with the negativity and fear, what are we going to get?
Definitely. Definitely.
We're going
Fear.
to get
Yeah. Yeah.
fear. We're going to get negative results.
You're gonna manifest it.
Yeah, so let's manifest good. What is I'm not saying putting head in the sand, I'm not saying, disregard, but just feel what if we positively on everyday level think about what kind of world we want to live in, and then it's possible.
Mm.
Um, that's number one. Second is Neptune. So Neptune usually, Pluto spends in one sign between 15 to 30 years, depending on which sign is it, because it's not a ecliptic around the sun. It's not round. It's a little bit of this. So, but anyway, he's going to be 20 years in Aquarius starting this year, literally. Then we have Neptune. Neptune is a planet of dreams and visions, spirituality. There's no boundaries. So imagine the world where we have no boundaries. We are now, we are living in this old material world. Physically,
Mhm.
there's so many boundaries. But imagine there is none. And I'm thinking because Neptune, he spent 15 years in Pisces and he's going into Aries. And Aries energy is about new. It's the beginning of astrological year. It's the beginning of spring. It's, that seed that
Mhm.
becomes a flower later, right? So we are now invited to plant the seeds for the better future and to put our dreams, to transform our dreams in a futuristic way. Um, Aries is also about individuality, authenticity. So we need to be kind of and fight for it. Aries wants to be number one.
Mhm.
He's a fighter. He's a warrior. So we need to fight for our dreams. You
Mhm.
know, so I feel that is so amazing. And then we have the third shift. It's Uranus. Uranus is the change bringer, the awakener. He's shaking us up from from the dream. He's shaking us up from the comfort zone. He's shaking us up um, from the he's evolutionary. He brings this
Mhm.
change like just through life. It can be disruptive. It can be very, you know it can be shocking and people surprising, it's like kind of eureka moment on a positive side. So imagine having this. So he's going into Gemini from Taurus, and he didn't like it being Taurus. Taurus is slow energy, and so but then in Gemini is all about communication, technology, also innovation, communication. Will we learn telepathy? I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but I feel that we can go all the way there to combine our intuition on a higher level. There's so much that we can. I'm so excited about this future. It can bring us so,
Yeah.
right? It's a new way of transporting. So Gemma is about transport, communication, everything. How do we do stuff? So it's also about, and Uranus is a modern ruler of Aquarius, which we have Pluto in. So they're going to have a beautiful connection between themselves. It's air energy, air signs. They're all about mind and connecting. So we're going to have beautiful trines between them in the next couple of years. It's going to be, I think the world is going to speed up so fast, we won't even know what hit us. But
Mhm.
we need to put the positivity out there and prepare ourselves. Now it's time to prepare for these changes, right? So that's in general. I don't know. Do you have anything to ask? Sorry.
Yeah, no, just listening to that, thinking about the world that we're in today, our personal stuff, and the stories that we're hearing in sessions, our own lives, family, friends, and the collective, the global stage, you can see why we're being faced with all of this stuff right now. And I genuinely do feel that it's here to break us apart, not break us apart from it, but break us out of this shell that we've put ourselves into. And it feels it's coming in very quick. It's interesting you should say that about how humans fear change with like electricity and stuff.
Yeah.
I was having a thing about the electric car thing that keeps going doing the rounds. And I was reminded of a scene in Downton Abbey where Maggie Smith, she's like the matriarch, comes in and he's had all electric lights put in Downton Abbey. And she comes in and she's like, oh. And so it's, oh. And it's like, oh God, yeah. When electricity came into houses,
Yeah.
they, as in our ancestors, were fearful of it. And
This
yeah,
is
now and again we get an electric fire, and now and again electricity blows. But this whole thing about electric cars and
yes.
everything that comes in now is weaponized or demonized. And it could actually be something if we alchemize it a bit better, could free us up in some way.
Yes. Yes. Because think about it. History repeats, right? And
Mm-hmm.
astrology is about pattern recognition and the repeat of this pattern. So it's just, so every new thing was scary. Like even think about a little child, it's
Mm-hmm.
scary to go there and walk and touch things and
Mm-hmm.
but after you get used to it, it's fine. So in this transition. But that's why I feel that it's so important that we um, try to fight the fear as much as we can, you
Yeah.
know, right? That's why I want to put this out there for everybody who feels, many of people feel scared about artificial intelligence and what is going to happen. And the only way to fight fear is by learning about it,
Mm,
you know, learning, embracing, see how can we work together, because it's inevitable,
mm,
unfortunately, this technology change. So
yeah.
mm,
I mean, the artificial intelligence and jobs, it can be a trigger for a lot of people because they think they're going to lose their jobs. But I've heard quite a few different things from different people, not just from spiritual community. And people are actually saying it's going to free people up from having to do jobs that they could do better, if that makes sense.
there'll be new jobs that
Mm,
you're gonna start doing new things.
mm,
Imagine that little lady who was doing the phones and then she was switching and
mm,
to get, but those jobs don't exist anymore. Or the
mm,
typewriters.
mm,
Remember all those secretaries learning how to typewrite? And there was just a new job came up with technology.
mm,
All these people using computers, computer software, like all these developers. Like there's so many things we don't even know,
mm.
but we need to be open to it. Like it
Yeah.
be kind of prepared to diversify ourselves and make sure, what are my other skills? What are my other talents? Maybe I can, in this new world, maybe my contribution and my values can be added in a different way.
Mm, mm.
Right?
Yeah, because we're
Uh,
changing as well, aren't we? Because we're not the people that we were. We're changing physically, energetically,
yes.
spiritually. So the job that you went into as a young teenager or in your 20s, you're not going to resonate with anymore. And you'll know this with the astrology. People are not just going to be able to plod on in a job. They're going to want more. The youngsters are going to be like this. They're not going to settle for jobs that bore them. They're not going to settle for university courses that bore them. They're going to want more. And that's going to trigger the older generation. Um, but
Yes.
we're going to be getting like that as well. I don't just want to exist. I don't just
That's
want a
what,
job that's 9 till 5. I want something different.
because it's outdated. Let's
Mm,
face it, it is
mm,
outdated. Just like 100 years ago when people worked 15, 16 hours, it's also outdated. It was
mm,
outdated. That's why we changed it to 8 hours per day. Now we're going to change it to something else for sure. I think the whole labor workforce is going to change the way we govern the world. No, it's not going to come overnight. So people, oh,
yeah.
it's going to come tomorrow. But I think today, now we plant the seed. So that's why it's important the next couple of years to kind of be aware, to think about it. And we, with our thoughts, we put things in universe,
Mm,
and that's how it's done, right? And I think that the more people were going to lean into spirituality one way or another, because I think the religions as we know them and our connections with a higher power, with a higher consciousness, is going to be different.
mm,
Okay, so and lots of people, so everybody who's practicing any type of divinatory work, like tarot or astrology or Reiki or whatever, it's going to be very important to help people going through this change.
mm,
So more and more people are going to get in tuned.
mm.
I'm really hopeful that we're going to have different schools, education systems. Of course, I'm not
Oh
even
God, yeah. There's so
that
much to come.
right. Imagine we still have 25 pupils raising hands, like in 1920. Same same principle. Like it's the same. Like we medicine, technology, everything went. I mean, we still have this. So there must be a different way. Uh,
Yeah.
um, for humans to evolve, to be better themselves, to use ourselves better. Maybe with this, everything that's happening, we're going to use maybe more of our brains as well. We don't use
Mm,
100% of our brains.
mm.
Right?
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of thing online about education system and crumbling education systems. And it is, but I think it's going to make way for something new. Different types of classes, different types of
yes,
teachers,
yes,
different types of learning. Like you said, not in that whether you're in a desk and I
yeah,
think it's more circular, going out into nature learning. There's a lot of teachers out there that are clued up and
yeah,
switched on and are trying to change and bring new things in.
yeah. And teach kids critical thinking.
Mm,
Teach kids, different things. Not just, what's the point of knowing all the years of history? Like I love history, but what's the point of knowing all this war was that? No, but let's learn why the war happened in the first
mm,
place. Let's go deeper and find the
mm,
meaning of everything, not just knowing the facts. because
Mm,
with this technology, with AI and Google and just internet, we can access information so much easier than anybody before us in the history,
mm,
right? Before we had, to get some kind of information, it was years, and then,
mm,
they sent pigeons with notes and then horses and, how people get it. So having this news instant, right? We don't need to know all these facts. We need to do something different. We need to develop our brains
mm,
in a better way. So I'm just saying that astrology is supporting that. So
mm.
that's that's what I'm saying. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I think as well, astrology is it's more. It's not science, but like at my job is energy. I feel the energy, spirit are saying.
Yeah.
Whereas yours is facts and figures. Do you know, it's science-based, mathematical. Which is why I don't do it because I don't think I could. But my brain just can't cope with it. Um,
I'm happy
so
that you
more people,
mentioned it.
yeah, more people are going to be like, well, look, when I watch like a moon video, sometimes I'll watch them before, and then sometimes I'll watch them after, and look
Mhm.
back and go, God, yeah, that's why that came through. That's why I was feeling that. You can't even make that up because it's in the stars.
Yes, and I'm happy that you mentioned it because many people think that astrology is mumbo jumbo, but it's really not. Like it's a
Mm,
70% of technical knowledge, and there's
mm,
30% of intuition or just being able there is some kind of energy as well. I won't lie, but you need to have some kind of,
mm.
technical knowledge to understand.
Yeah, definitely,
And
definitely.
and why it works, we don't know. But as I said, we thought Earth was flat for so long,
Oh God.
right? But it's not. But so I think that we just don't know. That's the only thing. Like, we can't explain everything at the
Yeah.
moment. And astrology for me is a separate category. It's For me, it's not a belief system, it's not a science, it's not art, it's everything in one, like a separate little, because it's so like we don't know why it works. And with technology, we're now able to put all this data in the software programs and then see patterns, more and more patterns coming up. And it's beautiful. It's a never ending source to learn and to
Mm,
grow. And I think if people knew just basic astrology, like I say, just your moon sign,
mm,
because your moon explains your needs, your sense of security and safety. If you just knew
mm,
your moon and the moons of your closest people around you, you will have such a better relationship
mm.
because you would understand their needs. Because usually we as people, we just go from our point of view, right? And then it's not the same, right?
Yeah.
So astrology is, I hope it's going to come to school one day, or
Mm.
one way or
I
another.
think I think it will. I think it'll if it does, it'll change the world because when I started looking into having my charts done, I think I've had it done 3 times now. I was surprised at how many things are part of my personality that are actually in my astrology. The fact that I'm the type of person that needs downtime. If I don't have downtime, I'm ill.
Oh yeah.
That is actually in my astrology. So there's no getting away from that. And the amount of things, your personality, your insecurities, your shadow, your light, even like certain things you're going through with certain people in your life, when you see it in your chart, you're like, oh my God. I've been
It's
trying to change that part of myself for ages, but now I know that's me.
Yeah, yeah, you can just improve it. You can't
That's
change it.
it.
That's it. So it's a lifelong uh job. You're never gonna be 100%. I
Mm,
one of my teachers, Steve Jobs, he always says the only thing we can do is improve and make do what the best we can do. If we do 100%, we will have wings on our backs.
yeah,
So
definitely.
you can do 99.9. That's the whole, like, that's the best you can do, right? Because we're humans. You have to have that always with that humbleness and humility that we are human, right? So,
Mm.
not acting as gods, that's important, or whatever we feel. So
Yeah. Can
there's
you imagine if parents, when they gave birth to a child, went and got an astrology chart done for that baby just to
yes.
find out? I've said this about past lives, when somebody falls pregnant, I wonder what colour eyes they're going to have, what colour hair they're going to have, who they're going to take after, and all of that kind of stuff, what they'll turn. But nobody ever asks what past life trauma they're going to come with. What was their last past life that's going to be none of that. It's all the physical. Imagine if it was a compulsory, let's go a bit dystopian, to have your child's astrology chart done. So you got this blueprint already to know the
Yeah.
basics of where you're starting.
Yes, well,
Uh,
I actually do child readings
yeah.
as well. Yes, there are short readings, so like
Mm,
only half an hour, and I just want to explain the moon, the sun, Mercury to parents.
mm,
Just simple things, not because we want a child to develop, right?
mm,
We don't want to forecast something we don't know how because it
mm,
can go either way. So we are all born with this natal promise, but the way we use this energy, it's our free will. So we don't know how this
mm,
being is going to use it. But I can, like it helped me as a parent. I have a 4-year-old, and if I didn't know astrology, I would be very sad mother. Just because he has different needs.
mm,
He's Scorpio moon. He doesn't want to talk. He needs time to process things, and then he will come when he's ready. I'm a Gemini moon. I need to process right away. I need to
mm,
talk about everything. Am I happy? Am I sad? If this upset me, like I need to verbalize everything right away. Like what happened? And now I learned if I didn't know astrology, I would be so sad. Why my kid doesn't want to talk to me? What did I do wrong? Like I would be so frustrated. Now I know. I just here for him to hug him and kiss him.
mm,
That's what our Scorpio moon needs, the intimacy, and he will tell me what he wants when he wants.
mm,
That's it. Right. So learning that so I find astrology very, very helpful. Also, we just need to be mindful in general that we don't want to any of the divinatory work, cards,
mm,
astrology. We don't want to be slaves to that. We don't want to do this. Oh, and
mm,
make every little decision based on that. So you have to understand this is for bigger things. I feel for bigger picture.
mm,
Because you can use there are so many techniques. You can literally elect the best time for everything, but then you become a slave to it. Oh, and then you don't do anything, and you're waiting for this moment. So that's not the way to use it. I know some people who do tarot every day and then all their base decisions. You lose that magic. You can't. You have to,
yeah.
right? So
And you can overread. You can overread yourself, and you can
yes,
overread famous. Like when I used to do the famous stuff, people overread the famous stuff on certain famous people, and it's like, oh, not again. And you just, it's like almost, and manifestation's another one where you go, I want to manifest a new job, and because it doesn't come straight away, they keep bugging the universe, and it's just like, just let it play out.
that's absolutely right. I 100% and in agreeing with you. Also, assumptions can be very bad, right? We
Mm,
assume so many things about people, just even base, it can be astrologers also when they start doing, just it's a rookie mistake, they, overthinking. That's why I like to, when I have a client or when I talk with anybody with astrology, I need to hear them. What are they saying about their life? They know
mm,
they will tell you their chart themselves because they are, you just someone kind of guide them or
mm,
confirm. That's, to reassure them, to guide them, to empower them, to, that's what it is in general.
yeah, no, it
So
makes sense because often you'll get sessions, people won't run their sessions where don't speak to me until I've done the reading. And it's like, it's not about getting ideas, but sometimes they can say something and it's actually really important that that is actually said in the reading.
yeah, it's a
Um,
context,
yeah,
right?
because
Giving you the context,
yeah, and
right?
it's, I think humans need to understand the power they have over that it's not just you come to a reader for the reader to tell you or the astrologer, that you're part of the session.
Absolutely.
You're your own master, your own alchemist.
Imagine, for example, the fifth house represents children, and I
Mm,
see something, and I tell them, oh, your kid, or you're gonna, and then they say, I don't have kids. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to have the context, or
mm,
your partner, I'm single, or you start talking about their parents or their deceased. Like, you need to have the at least the
mm,
basic, understanding of what this person is doing, or what, the living situation, so you can give them better guidance,
mm, mm.
right?
And everything's in energy, especially when I first started doing this work, you'd get people that had come in to purely test you, and I can spot them a mile off now.
Yeah.
And like literally, they don't want to speak to you, and you can feel there's no energy. And I want to say to, and I would now, look, this is energy work. When you're like that, nope, And it's like, no, that's the old style clairvoyant that you need to go see, where they got a kick out of that type of stuff. But when you're wanting life guidance and you're wanting to better yourself, when you do that, you block yourself. You're blocking the energy coming in.
Those people will have more trouble with this transition that is coming.
Yes.
So uh, the resistant ones, I once heard this and I thought it's so good. You can be you can be the change bringer. You
Mm,
can be you can follow the change or you can resist. And then if you resist, you can't go forward. You're gonna probably, not literally die, but die
mm,
within yourself. Um, and the follower, you need to kind of, and you need to speed up, right? So you need to, so there is a mm, there's a season for everything. Okay, and I feel that this is the season for change. So we
mm,
all need to just um, know that. That's all.
mm. And be with flow and don't go into anything like that with that rigidity because it just blocks you.
Yeah,
It's like you said, they're going to struggle with the new energies because, like, it's like the Four of Pentacle, where he's holding his pentacle like that, and he's stiff and he's grounded, but he's too rigid, and it's going to be horrific. So
yeah,
that's guidance going forward: is loosen up a bit, have some
absolutely.
fun, laughter, joy, doing
Mm.
things about that bring in flow, crafting, crystals, astrology, all about bring as much flow as you can into your life. Because if you go into rigidity or fight or flight, it's going to blow your mind.
And connect with nature
Mm,
and connect with yourselves as well. Just this month, on the 11th of January, we had the nodal shifts, so the lunar nodes, and those are the karmic points. I don't want to go into details, but they shifted after they shift every 18 months or so,
mm,
and they shifted to Pisces and Virgo. And the invitation, so the North Node is something that we need to go forward
mm,
in Pisces now. So it's definitely everything you said. You need to go with the flow, flow with
mm,
the go. You need to be more and do less.
mm,
Virgo, on the other side, we need to let go of the worry, anxiety, over excessive control, all this organizing everything. Uh, Pisces is about surrendering. So it's
mm,
about surrendering to nature, universe, and ourselves. How are we going to be able to hear our inner voice if we don't have this peace and connection? So we need to find time for that from this material world, from this quick world that we live in. This is actually a great invitation for all of us to find. And I think this is a new seed. It's a great seed for a new world as well. When
mm,
we are gonna more value that more and more. How now the where the values of the world are set up. It's success driven by
mm,
overwork, it's material accomplishment. That's the values we have as a society in the world
mm,
today. I think that needs to change. And I think the people who are going to be more in tune with themselves, more going with the flow and everything that those values are going to be more valuable in the future.
mm,
So I think that's the switch as well,
mm,
the complete value system and what is the based on. I know
mm,
we still need to eat and have food
mm.
and roof over our heads, but we always gonna have it.
Yeah.
Since the cavemen, they always had it. It's not. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about over excessive. You know, what do we feel as a society that is success? Oh, he's successful. He is a CEO of some company and
Mm,
works a million times a day, and oh, he's very successful. And his kids don't know him. How is that
mm,
success?
mm,
Right. So we still, as a society, we have an opportunity to change that.
mm,
That's expectation.
mm.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think as well with this change with the time that is happening, lots of people, even people that are not on a spiritual path or an awakening path, are saying there's something strange with time. Time is speeding up. And I think, one of the things my guide said to me, when it's speeding up, we have to slow down. And I've
Yes.
done that. I've done that because I used to try and fight it. Oh, God, I've got to do this. And it would just get faster and faster. And the times when I go, chill, it pulls out again. Does time. It's strange.
Yeah. I need to do. that is more as well.
Mm,
I'm
mm,
always kind of doing many things at the same time, and I'm trying not now to do only two
mm,
because I would have like multiple, things
mm.
doing multiple tabs. Now I'm just because I can't just do one. It's for my the way I'm wired. But at least then I just go to two. That's it. Uh, Uranus in Gemini, guys. Gemini's is Uranus is about nervous system.
Mm.
Gemini is so fast. So we all in the next 7 years, how much Uranus is going to be in Gemini? We're going to feel this nervous energy. We're going to be more electrified, electricity, how when you touch somebody and that you feel it, and our nervous system, we're going to need to really work on it consciously to calm ourselves down.
That's so important. It's good job
It-
you've said that because how many people do you hear now that are just literally, I can't settle, I can't settle, I can't settle. And that's astrology, well, partly.
yeah,
Um,
perfect.
needing to really find ways like your toolkit to rest and to nature, grounding, slow down, switch off.
Breath work.
Mm,
Gemini is about breathing, it's about air. When with my kid, but sometimes we go into some kind of discussion. I said, okay, let's stop. Let's take a deep breath, both of us. He's 4, but he's doing it. He's so
mm,
cute. He's doing. And then we said, okay, are we okay now? Let's now see what happened. Because you get in this moment and you can see, you can make a decision. You don't see brightly. And everyone, we are all
mm,
humans. Everybody goes through these situations.
mm,
But if we are more aware and just notice it in everyday life, we can change it. That's the
mm,
whole point, right? And ask for help, guys. This is not easy. Why do we always feel that we have to do everything by ourselves?
mm,
It's also one of the values in this world. Wow, he didn't do it by himself. Like, what is this about? Like, we are humans, we are community, we are social beings. We need help of a family, of a friend. Don't be afraid to reach out.
yeah.
We need to switch that mindset that we are less of a person if we ask for help. That is ridiculous. And I'm talking from personal experience. I'm
Yeah,
but
no, no, it's true.
right.
It's true. I've started following a lady, I don't know her name now actually, but she, her YouTube channel is Multidimensional You. And she's
Yeah.
out in the mountains. Have you seen her? And she's talking about community.
Yeah.
And the word, I always use the word sovereignty. And she said her guides have said that sovereignty is actually not helpful because sovereignty is I'm sovereign, when in actual fact we need to be in community. That's, when women gave birth in communities, yes, they had complications that more than we did medically. But when they had experienced women, wise women around them, midwives, and
Yeah.
the community around them, they were able to mentally make those transitions better. Whereas now everything's so insular. People are struggling and they refuse help. They refuse to ask. They refuse to accept. And the only way we're going to get through it is community.
I heard that somewhere and I don't know where because I'm a Gemini. I always give all this information, but I can't find a source. But this was shocking to me that they found some scripts from old Egypt when people were clocking in for work. They saw this, and then when their wives or daughters were menstruating, they didn't go to work because they had to be home for 3 days to do the chore work. Like normally, that's 100%. So people in ancient civilization, they did that, but now a woman is expected to do everything all the time. So there's a lot of we need to reshift,
Oh yeah, I was
re
going to come into this about the moon. I was watching it was something like a shaman's wife is interviewed. It was on YouTube of how her husband's a shaman, how she transitions through perimenopause and menopause, the shamanic way, and it blew my mind. She's to step out of, not she has to, but she steps out of community. She goes into retreat. She
Mhm.
eats certain foods. She's allowed space, rest. He gets to the herbs for the feminine healing. He does the rituals for her so she can lose the blood and I was like, oh, we
Can you
really are
imagine?
doing it wrong. So
They're doing
she's
it
got
bad condition.
space because he says, when she's feeling with the hormones, she's not put into community where she can be plagued or goaded because sometimes that happens. Is it your hormones, Brenda? Do you know what I mean? It's like, She's having a hormone mood again. It's, and I was like, we are doing it all wrong.
We are doing, yeah. So we need to, this is not working, obviously. So we need to change, and I think it's coming.
Coming
And
in, isn't it?
yeah, it's coming, and just the way, women are treated, it just this all comes from anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into that, but there is a lot of, yeah, just following the moon, as you said, it's beautiful. Just follow the moon phases.
Mm,
The moon is for planting a seed. Then you have first quarter to do to it's a call for action. Full moon is uh you kind of releasing things that are not working in this cycle, and then the third quarter is finishing up and preparing for the new cycle. And that's
mm,
how we should all, kind of work, and just don't push ourselves every day the same. It's not possible, it's not energetically normal. And yeah, yeah, I think healers are going to have a lot of work to do to help others, not help others heal, but help them learn how to heal themselves. We
yeah.
are, or the skills that we have to teach this whole new generation that will need this knowledge of
Mm,
connection with divinity, how to work with the energies,
mm,
um, and that it's not, the people tell me, oh, why do you believe in this? How can you believe in this? I thought you were smart. And I'm thinking, I think this is it's such a typical stereotype about something. Like you know what I reply? I said, how come you have such a strong opinion on something you don't know nothing about? Like I can't have such a strong opinion or on shamanic work because I don't know how it works. How
mm,
can I have
mm,
a strong opinion, yes or no, if I don't know anything about it?
mm,
So I always tell people, read these books and then we can talk about astrology
mm,
or something, because it's not healthy. This is also in our society. All everybody's so opinionated based on
mm,
nothing, on fake news, on TikToks, and everybody has such a strong opinion. Like I'm
mm,
thinking, people are fighting. I'm like based on I'm learning and really trying to learn so many different things in life, and I still don't have, very strong opinions on anything, to be honest, because I don't think I know enough. I just
mm,
always feel like I don't know enough, right?
mm, mm.
Right. So anyway, so that's a thing to change as well.
Yeah, that thing with the opinions. I was watching another video, and it was a video with a professor, and he was an older man, and he said for the first time in years, the last decade, he's come across students that claim to know more than him. He says, "You'll be in a lecture," and no, no, it's not like that, and it'll be something they've been told, or seen on TikTok, or seen, and it's like, and he says it's actually becoming really hard to teach because
Yeah.
everybody knows better. Everyone knows better than the one that's studied and given their life's blood to that subject. And it's like, whoa.
Right. It's just,
Mm,
information is because we are so many things are happening. We are thrown all this data to us. We don't
mm,
know. We need to use discernment. And unfortunately, young people usually don't have the discernment,
mm,
or I'm feeling, I personally have a problem who to actually trust. Who was, who's telling the truth, because
mm.
some people are very confident in what they say. So it, it it's I but follow your gut and instinct, and you will know. That's my
Yeah,
own last advice that I would say. Just if you really, use some common sense and get in tune with your inner voice, and you will know what the truth is for you.
yeah, yeah. And again, it comes out of don't stay in rigidity. No, I'm right, or no, they're the goody or they're baddie. It's about going into flow and being willing to learn about something. I think there's something amazing when you get an intelligent conversation or debate where it's intelligent and it's not toxic, and you actually listen to a different perspective, and it's like, wow, yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
I
That's
love
such
that. I get a buzz out of it. When somebody comes at me like that, there's no buzz. But when somebody actually goes into emotional intelligence and you're like, wow, yeah,
right,
I find
because
it really calming.
no, it's true, because we are not all aligned with the
Mm,
same, we're not aligned on the same things, and I know that not all of us have the same
mm,
dreams, visions, opinions, whatever, or knowledge, but being open to the other side, to maybe
mm,
maybe you want to learn something.
Mm,
Maybe you got to open up your mind, open up your perspective, your horizons. You don't have to accept it as right away, but you can think about it. Let's
mm,
just and respect that we are not having the same. Just this or this disrespect that is happening in the world. It's abnormal. Nobody
mm,
respects anybody or anything anymore. It hurts me. It literally makes me cry.
mm.
Disrespect for just being here and being alive and having all this, and then uh, so dismissive of the uh, you know, first thing you're dismissive, and then disregard everything that people did before in the past, and just this being
Yeah,
dismissive. Just
it's crazy, isn't it? It's
it wasn't like that before.
mm,
I don't feel it, at least. I don't know. I was raised in the 80s, before
yeah,
internet, before everything. It
yeah,
was
I was, yeah, and it's not scary. It's just not. It's weird, isn't it? You can't just say it's a certain generation because I've seen it in all generations. So you can't just say, oh, it's the young ones or it's the old ones. I've seen it across the board.
yes, yes. Oh yeah, there are some youngsters that they take on their ancestry belief system so strong that they can be.
Mm,
So as long as we think positive and are willing to make necessary changes step by step, one, nobody expects anybody to just go overnight and, oh yeah, this is the new world. But every day, guys, just think about every day. What can you do? A little improvement every little day. Even if you are afraid of a change, make little changes in every day.
mm,
Instead of this type of tea, take another brand, or just little things. Or
mm,
if you don't like wear yellow for one
mm,
day. It's just little things that makes you a little bit of outside of your zone that are not drastic, right? So it
mm,
will help you with this transition.
mm. I think so. I think that's the best way to deal with it rather than overwhelm yourself with it and little changes every day, being accountable every day, being present and just breathe through it because we're going to be pummeled with a lot of information from the physical and the energetic, and it's going to be exhausting, but it's for the highest of good.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
hug. Everybody hug as much as you can.
Oh
Hug
yeah.
yourself, hug your loved ones, hug your kids, pets, hug trees, hug,
Mm.
hug, hug.
Well, that's why when a trauma happens, if you've ever seen a car accident on the road and you drive past it, that's why you'll see people stood like that automatically, not realizing it, and even sometimes rocking, and you're like, you don't even realize why you're
Isn't that
doing
amazing?
that.
Isn't that amazing how so I
Mm,
said, we kept this in ourselves. We just put it somewhere hidden. We need to
mm,
just unwrap it and let it go to the surface. That's all. We have everything
mm,
is in us anyway.
mm.
So that's it. Uh,
Yeah.
ah,
We've covered some ground in that one.
yeah. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I can talk a lot. I apologize to everybody. I'm a strong Gemini with the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Gemini, so I can really, really talk a lot. But I hope this was useful. I hope that you find some kind of inspiration, um, to change a little bit the world around you for a better world for all of us.
Yeah, yeah. And if you want to find a Jasmine or go for a session, I'll put a YouTube website, Instagram below, and you can follow her and book a session because I think it's important.
Thank you, Claire, so much. And I want to thank my friend Joe who connected us. I want special mention. I'm really happy that I met you, that I had the opportunity to talk to you. You are so calm and your energy is so positive, and we need more people like you. So please, please continue what you're doing. And I love it. I love it. Thank you
Oh,
so
thank you. I will do. I will do. I do enjoy it actually. I do enjoy it. And we've got plenty more to come. I think
much.
this is just the beginning. Yay. So buckle up.
Yes,
We
guys.
will we will say goodbye and we will see you in the next one.
Bye,
See you
guys.
see you later. Bye.